Tony Hill at TH Taxidermy. I'm going to do a video on completely skinning out squirrel feet and paws. I was recently seeing a video on mounting a squirrel by a man named Chuck Testa. Everybody probably knows him. He was doing a video on mounting a squirrel, and he had just took the skin out of the tumbler and brought it to his bench, and then started to explain that he had left the paws and the feet completely in the squirrel because he said that it was impossible to get them out. And I'm going to do a video showing how to do that, to prove that it is not impossible. In fact, it's fairly easy to do. There's two important reasons on why you need to get them out. You can't skip that step. I mean, it will work, you know, leaving them in, but during the drying process, what's going to happen is the little toes and the feet, the paws, they're going to shrivel up and shrink during the drying process, and it's going to look like a dead effect. To produce a quality mount and a lifelike looking mount, you need to remove all that, all the paw, all the way to the last joint. If you take the last joint out, the claw is going to come out. So you need to just leave that little last joint in there that holds the claw to the skin. And after you do that, what you do is you only fill the fingers with some minimal shrinking clay, and that's, I use critter clay, and that is a minimal shrinking clay, and you fill them up with that. You don't want to fill them up real big. You want to just put enough in there to fill the fingers where the bone was. Once you do that, then you pull it over the mannequin, and you can position those fingers any way you want. And when it dries, what's going to happen is it's going to keep that fullness. You ain't going to have the shrinkage. You're going to keep that fullness, and it's going to have that lifelike effect. Okay? I mean, we can't, as taxidermists, we can't completely bring an animal back to life as they were when they were alive. I mean, we can't recreate what God created. But what we can do is do all that we can do to bring that animal as close as possible to that lifelike form before it was, before it passed on. And as taxidermists, we owe it to the animal to do that. Okay? I mean, you got taxidermists out there that cuts all kinds of corners, and those are the type of taxidermists that don't really care about quality. Okay, the reason most taxidermists are successful that cuts corners is because they're cheap. For one, they do cheap work, and they charge the customers real cheap. Two, they want to cut corners. It's laziness. They see that it worked that way, so they're going to do it that way. Okay, they don't care about quality. As a taxidermist, I care about quality. I care about putting quality products into my mounts. I care about giving the customer a trophy that they can be proud of to hang on their wall. Okay, because my name goes on every mount that goes out this door, and I'm going to make sure that I do everything that I can. I go and I learn new techniques. I keep up to date with the taxidermy today. I keep up with the new techniques of how to do things. I don't want to just stay at one spot and never improve my work. In order to improve your work, you have to keep learning. You have to You have to use new products. You have to read up on new techniques, new tooling. You got to have it all in here in order to produce a good quality mount. I mean, you want to stay at one spot, that's fine. But you know, you shouldn't put a video on YouTube for people to watch that are new at it, they're wanting to get into it, they don't know anything about it yet, and they're looking at that, oh, it's fine, I can leave that whole foot in there. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. He does it, and it lasts forever. Of course it's gonna last forever, but it's gonna look like crap. Okay? If you don't do it right, it's gonna look like crap. So, what I'm going to do a video on showing how it's done to completely remove the paw bone, right, all the toe bones, all the way to the last knuckle, which Chuck Testa illustrates that it is impossible to do. So I'm going to show how it's done, that it is not impossible, and this is the way to do it if you want a good quality mount, lifelike mount. Alright, we're going to get started here in a minute. I'm going to do a few things and we'll get back to you and we'll start the procedure and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, we're back. I skinned out this squirrel. Okay, I got it to the point where Chuck Testa had it. And this is a gray squirrel, which is smaller than the fox squirrel, the red fox squirrel that he was working on. So right here you got the paw. The paw is still in. I'm going to remove that to that last knuckle on these claws here. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to make a little relief cut right here inside right at where the paw starts. Just a little relief cut where I left off skinning it. Okay. Now that'll enable us to invert this. Okay. Now we'll just continue the skin right down. Use a little bit of borax to help us get a grip. There is a lot of meat in here that you want to get out. Then you'll start to skin this right out. And this is the front paw. now, right there's the paw. Look at all that meat. It's a lot of meat. I mean, that's a lot of meat right there. And I ain't even done. I gotta get down to that last knuckle in order to turn out a good mount. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clip right at that first knuckle. That's the first knuckles. This is just a shortcut. Mr. Testa is leaving. He don't want to do it. It's laziness. Look at that meat, folks. Look at that. Now you tell me bugs ain't going to come and be attracted to that. That's a lot of meat. Look at that. That's a lot of meat there. A lot of meat. You can see that. And I ain't done yet. I still got to get all this out. To the last knuckle. Them are all the fingers right there. Look at all that meat still inside there. Okay, I'll be right back. I got to get a little pair of pliers so I can pull on those to bring them out. Alright, now here's your finger bones right there. See all this tendons, meat is still inside there? Look at that. That's what Mr. Chuck Testa is leaving in there. So I'm going to be pulling them all the way out to that last knuckle and then filling it with critter clay, and that'll keep that lifelike fullness in there. You leave all that in, it just shrinks right up to it and it looks dead. No quality whatsoever. So let's get that out. Right there's the last knuckle. So what we're going to do, we're just going to snip that off right at that last knuckle and pull it right off of there. There's that knuckle. Pull that right off of there. Knuckle, there's that finger. Okay. Pull it right out, see it come out right there? Now we're going to snip that right off of there. There's that knuckle. Now, let's pull this one out. Okay. Now what we're going to do, snip that off. I'll put that on the table there. Snip that off. All this tendon off here. is what you see. All this right here is what is left in there, which Mr. Testa says is impossible to get out. There you go. Now we'll just invert this. There you go, folks. A free paw. There you go. All free. Now we'll just fill those fingers with some critter clay, and the form, we won't have to cut that off like Mr. Testa does, because he's got all that meat in there. It won't accept the form because he leaves all that meat, gristle, bone, everything in it. Just laziness is all it is, and poor taxidermy. Right there shows you, that's the front paw. The back paw is even bigger. It's going to be even easier. But I'm going to show you how to do that. And this is where he left it. Right there at that heel joint. And the rest is left in. I'm going to do that right now. So you've seen front paw completely removed right here. Completely removed. Now let's go to the back paw. Okay. We're going to go and make a relief cut. Right at where the hair starts at the paw, the back paw. Let's go and make that relief cut. Just like so. It's only going to take like, what? Right there's the relief cut I made in that front paw. It's only going to take like 3-4 stitches. What, 2-3 minutes? 2-3 minutes, folks. That's it. There we go. Just enough. There's that heel joint. Okay, let's peel that back. Peel it back. That's all we got to do. I have to make a little bit of relief cut there. Now we can start skinning this. Just start making a few cuts and it'll start giving. And you can work your way down. Now to remind you, this is a gray squirrel, which is smaller than the red fox squirrel that Mr. Testa was working on. He said that it was impossible. Yeah, impossible. A little bit of work gets it nice. And skinned out completely. A lot of meat in there, folks. Lots of meat. A bit of borax to get a grip. Why take the extra time to do this? To produce a quality mount. I mean, it's that's the way it is. You either want to produce a good mount or you want to produce a bad mount. A little bit of borax, get you a grip. It don't take that long. And once you get it going, get it started, this is the way I do all my squirrels. It'll give. Just keep whittling away. You don't want to leave all that meat, grass, gristle, and man, I don't care what anybody says. That's going to attract bugs. Look at all that meat, folks. Look at it. It's all meat. Look at that. And that's what he's leaving in his squirrels. All this meat, gristle, tenants. It's all bug attracted. Care what he says. There, you put his squirrel in an aquarium with bugs, they're gonna attack the shit out of it. Right here. You take it out, put it in that same aquarium, the two different mounts, they're gonna attack the one that was left. Bugs are attracted to rotten meat. You leave it in, it's going to be rotten. Right there's the first knuckle. Right there. Here's the paw. Or the back foot. Everything that's being left in there. Wow. That's just pure laziness. I mean pure laziness. So you just keep that old school. You want to do old school, you do old school. Look at that, folks. See how that's coming out of there? Oh, it's impossible. Just impossible. Yeah, look at there. Look at there. Yeah. One thing I can't stand is lazy taxidermy and then getting on YouTube and telling everybody that's how it's done. Look at that. Alright, we're going to snip it off. We're going to snip it off at the first knuckle. There's the knuckle. We're going to snip that off. Get up in between there. There's one knuckle. Two knuckles. Three knuckles. Cut them tendons. Fourth knuckle. Get that right. There we go. And he said, show me a video of skinning out a mouse foot. He wasn't working on a mouse, he was working on a fox squirrel bigger than what I'm working on. There you go. Look at there, folks. Look at all that meat. Look at that. I can push that up. There's a lot of meat there. Look at it. That's all being left in his mouth. Because he says it's impossible. Well, seeing is believing, folks. Here you go. I said I'd do a video of doing it. And here you go. Fairly easy. I ain't even done yet. I'm going to go ahead and get these little digits out of here. There's that. Just pull a little bit. There's that. There's that. Pull it out. There you go. And there you go. Pull it out. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and snip those fingers off. Okay. Pull them out. There we go. Now let's go ahead and snip them off. There's that one. Okay. There's that one. And there's number 3. Or number 4. There's that finger. Now that one off. There we go. There we go, folks. It's all there. There's out of 2. Right there. That's all he's leaving in. Now let's take the tendons. I cut them off too. I forgot a finger. Let's get that one off there. There you go, folks. Got that hand right out of there. That back foot. Now we're just going to go ahead and invert it. There we go, folks. It's all cleaned out. It's all cleaned out. Now the mannequin will be able, this skin will be able to accept the mannequin all the way up to where the fingers start. And the fingers will be filled with critter clay. It's a limited shrinking clay. Okay? And that'll give that paw a nice full lifelike appearance and not that shrunken up stuff that this is going to do. And look at all that, folks. Are you telling me bugs ain't going to come and get that? Look at all that meat. So, Mr. Chuck Testa, you tell me, is it impossible? I don't think not. I think not. I just proved it. And I'm going to give you a little bonus here. I'm going to take out this tailbone for you. Okay? Let's take out the tailbone here. Let's take out the tailbone. Show you how easy that comes out of there. And I won't break none off at the tip either. So you won't have to do no cutting or anything like that. Get a little bit of borax, give you a little bit of a grip on that. And that's already, look at there, folks, all the way. See there? Look at that rat tail. Right to the tip. Look at that. Right to the tip, folks. That tail is nice and empty. Now you tell me difference between that and this. Right there. He's leaving all that in. Difference between the front paws. Look at that. Mine, his. Mine, his. Be right back. Well, I showed you exactly how to get those paws out of there and that they're not impossible. So, Mr. Chuck Testa, if you can, if you watch this video, you probably learned something too that you never even knew. I mean, you said yourself it's impossible to do it. And I just showed you. And it was fairly easy. It's going to turn out a more quality mount. It's going to look more lifelike instead of that all shrunken up stuff. So, folks, there you go. Seeing's believing. Sayonara, TH Taxidermy, Tony Hill.